This is that person. I can't change them.
Love you, but I'm gonna stay right in here.
Welcome to my healing guide.
Yay! Woo! We did it. So proud of us. The plant is a little bit in the way, but that's fine. It's okay.
Okay, dude, let's just take a nice deep breath. We got it all done. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. It's really fun.
Oh my god.
Now I'm kind of sweating. I swear I turned it down. I didn't turn it down like massively because I'm gonna be freezing my butt off.
What did you put it to?
72. No, 70. I turned it down to 70. See, my toes are gonna be so
They're
cold.
really cold.
I know.
Oh.
I'm a chilly lady.
Oh.
I'll be fine.
That's why you're long sleeves?
I'm just cold. That's why my house
my
is 74
God.
because I'm just cold all the time.
That's crazy.
I think it's a ginger thing.
Okay.
I actually think that it's like scientifically a ginger thing. We're very sensitive to temperature. I don't know what the reasoning is, but it's a thing.
What else do you think is a ginger thing?
Well, we're very rare.
This is true.
5%, only 5% of the population, from what I've heard.
5%?
Yeah. I don't know. No, I actually have heard that.
That's crazy.
I know. Special. I think because our genes are very weak. The ginger gene is weak.
Do you think that if you were to have kids that they would also be gingers?
I don't think so because I think that oftentimes like the brown hair gene or the blonde
It's so
gene.
much stronger.
Yeah. I think that if I had multiple, one of them is bound to be a ginger. Or if I, slept with another ginger.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I feel like is kind of
Possible?
incest. Oh. No, I don't think it's possible. I think it's incest.
How is that?
It's such a small gene
How is
pool.
that incest?
Do you think that we're not all like a little bit related?
But
No, I'm just kidding.
you're too funny. I'm gonna get the blanket so I can actually sit, okay?
Yeah, the air should like turn down a little bit.
Yeah, now it feels cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we'll do that. Because I want to be
And
able
it's
to,
so cute too.
I like curling up.
Yeah, I want you to be able to curl up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Everyone
Now it looks like
watching-
you're the cold one.
I know. Oh, it's so snuggly.
Oh, you look so comfy.
Okay, so everyone watching, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to do this because Robbie is truly amazing.
Oh, you are.
Like-
Stop it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But like
Thank you.
when we first met, it's the kind of like the weirdest way to meet. Like I was ordering a massage and I was like, gosh, I don't have my card, like, but I still want to get it. So I was like, maybe I can guess it. And you picked up the phone and immediately I was like, wow, her voice is so calming and she's so sweet, like a genuine sweetness. It wasn't like, oh, I work here, so I'm being sweet to you. It was like, there's this cool chick. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's awesome. And then I got my card number wrong, so you get to call me back. I was like, oh man. So I walked back home super fast to get the card. And I was like, okay, here's the actual number. And you were so patient. Like, even the process of this. I think it's probably 11 now.
I said, Autumn, your card declined. Excuse me.
I was like, trust me, like, it's just the wrong number. Please give me a massage. And after that, I was just like, dude, what's your Instagram?
Yeah.
Because, like, you're so cool.
Yeah, you were too. You had a very, I think that I always thought of my voice as like drony and kind of annoying. But I heard your voice. It's so different. We all hear our voice very differently from other people, how other people hear our voice. But your voice was like, I'm Autumn. I want a 60-minute deep tissue. And I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is so enlightened and sweet and happy and joyous and peaceful.
Aww.
And she sounds so amazing. And it wasn't just obviously, I have a sweet demeanor. It wasn't just because you were sweet, but I was like, this is great. I remember that I walked outside of it was at the yoga shala that I used to work at, and I walked outside the shala, and I was just on the phone with Autumn, and I was like kicking my feet, and I was like, so what do you do? And we were just chatting. Like, I probably should go back in and do other things, but who cares?
Oh my god.
We're having a nice time.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It was kind of a long phone call.
It kind of was.
We
I mean, longer than typically, like, taking a massage. It was way longer than what it should have been.
Yeah, we were yapping.
That's why I was like, she's just so cool. Like, if I don't connect with her, I would, like, regret it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, she's so cool.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know what you looked like. I didn't know who you were. Like, nothing was there but true, like, you're a vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, you were too. I thought you were a fairy.
Oh.
Like, the image that I had of you in my head was like, she's so ethereal. And, like, look at her right now.
Well, get the light closer to me. And she's controlling.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can I just say that during this process, some of the clips...
Oh, look, so ethereal. Oh, my God.
Perfect. Some of the clips as we're rolling are just of Robbie's ass. And I was like, this is...
And I hope that she puts all of them in. She wants to grow her YouTube channel anyways. All of them are going in
there.
there.
So wrong from that lifetime. I just run off.
Autumn's just objectifying me, but it's okay. I don't mind. It's really fine.
Oh my gosh, I just want to hold you.
I love you.
You're so awesome,
You
Robbie.
are too. I appreciate you so much.
All right.
I kind of forgot about. I didn't forget about the way that we met, but yeah. It was very interesting.
It was.
It was great. And then I think it was just voice memos back and forth for a little while.
Yeah.
We didn't meet in person.
No.
Really for
when
a while.
Did we first? It was an accident. Like it was spontaneous, like synchronicity. I was walking into Lifetime, and then you were walking out.
Oh, and Autumn can't see anything at all without her glasses. So oftentimes she'll just walk straight past me. I'm like, hey, Autumn. She's like, okay.
Wait, is it like?
Hey, Graham, what's going on?
I guess it has been multiple occasions.
There have been multiple times. I'm just like, she's just in her own world. And I love that for
peaceful.
her.
And I'm like, I can't see anything. Like,
no, I actually just can't see you at all.
Yeah. But that's when we first met, and I was like, you're very consistent with who you are.
Thank you. You were too.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's like, it's just chill. I just can't, there's no other word but chill vibes.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think it's important. I think that there were a lot of times in my past chapters, my past lives, past like 4 years, where I've tried to put on masks for other people and tried to be this person that I wasn't for other people and do these things that weren't aligned with what I actually wanted to do and what was my purpose and what I knew was meant for me. And it gets so annoying. It's just not, it's not sustainable. You get so burnt out and you get so tired of just living a life and being a person that's not who you authentically are. And then like thinking, okay, if I see this person, I have to act this way. But if I see this person, I have to act a different way. Like it's just not enjoyable. It just takes up a lot of energy and it's much more fun to just be able to let who you really are come out with everybody. And if they don't like it, then they don't like it and they can get the heck out. You know?
What would you say, how would you describe yourself if someone said, who are you? Without any titles, without any, it's just like, just like pure
just
Robbie's essence.
Bubbly.
Bubble.
Bubbly. I think bubbly would be like the best. Bubbly and joy. Like an adjective?
Whatever comes to mind. There's
bubbly is the first thing that comes to mind.
Wow.
Yeah. Like very... I've always been very like energetic and outgoing, but I've definitely like quelled that and quieted that before. But I think now that I've gotten a lot more comfortable with myself and who I am, I would say bubbly for sure. I'm just like... if somebody doesn't like me, I'm like, okay, fine. It used to hurt me so bad. It would like really, hit my ego. But now that's just who I am. I'm just a bubbly person and I don't want to soften that anymore for anybody who's like not at that level, who can't like accept me for my true self,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
What in your life do you feel are some masks that you have worn and like they're hard to detach from?
Ooh. Probably a lot with vanity, I would say. And it's not even so much like obviously I have lip filler and I have my boobs done and stuff like that, but it's more so like I had a really hard time accepting. I always thought I was really ugly. I know. We always look at ourselves a different way.
You're like, I
don't know. I always thought of myself as like, oh, I would look at other people and compare myself to other people and think that they were way prettier and that they were way cooler and that they had more money than me and they were doing things that were way cooler than what I was doing. So, you know, it was always that like keeping up with the Joneses. Mm-hmm. And it was always that mask. It was like the vanity mask that I would put on that, you know, I have it all together. I have all these things and I'm cool. And I just want you guys to know that, like, I am worthy of your attention. Like, whatever, you know, whatever it was. I feel like when I moved down to South Florida, it got really bad. I even had it a little bit when I was in Vermont before I came down here. And I bought this car that I absolutely could not afford when I was 18. I bought a Mercedes. I bought a 2-door Mercedes when I was 18. I don't know. I was going through my midlife crisis apparently already. And it was just, I always tried to overcompensate outwardly for the things that I was missing inwardly. So it was a lot of different masks, but that was like the general consensus of like why I was putting on the mask.
Wow.
Yeah.
When did you come to that realization that, like, holy crap, like, this isn't really how I want to be, but this is how I feel like I should be?
Probably 3 years ago. It just felt so misaligned. Everything that I was doing felt really misaligned. And it wasn't like I was having a good time and whatever, but it wasn't me. I wasn't being me. I was being this person who I thought people wanted me to be. And I felt that, like, internally. I always felt a pull to go a different way than I was going, and I always ignored it. I ignored my intuition for such a long time. You know, I always knew that I wanted to help people, and I knew that I wanted to focus on bettering myself and all of these things. And the things that I was doing were, like, so over here when I really wanted to be over here. Like, I was drinking a lot, and I was going out a lot, and I was buying things that I couldn't really afford, and I was buying all these designer things, and all that is fine. You could absolutely do that. But I didn't want to do it because it wasn't true to me, and it was a lot of, I need to do this so that people will like me. So I think like 3-ish years ago, maybe 4 years ago, was when I realized that, like, this isn't me, this isn't really the vibe, but I'm having a hard time getting out of it because you just get so sucked into it.
Yeah, it's addicting.
It's so addicting.
Because it's like, it's social approval. And why would you not want people to like you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or think highly of you. So it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, that external validation was something that I really valued very heavily for a little too long, I think. But it is, I mean, that was where I was at that period, and I had to go through everything that I went through to get here.
Like what?
Just some codependent relationships, some friendships that weren't meant for me, some people that kind of I got a little burnt by, some experiences that I wasn't super aligned with that I kind of got like sucked up into and then a little bit addicted to, and it was just, I think just like the South Florida lifestyle got to me, and it was just a lot of like, gotta do this, gotta go here, gotta be seen here, gotta be seen wearing this, gotta like look cool here, you know?
It's wild, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad to be on the other side of that.
What do you, like, how would you describe that calling feeling? Like, how do you know it's like?
It was like I was uncomfortable in my body. And it was for years too. And I haven't spoken about this that much, but I think that like it was in my gut. It was always in my gut. And I would go and I would do whatever it was. It doesn't matter. It could have been I was going to Art Basel, and Art Basel is great, but just the more that I ignored that feeling, that like gut feeling that like, hey, maybe you don't know what it is that you're meant to do right now, but this isn't it. This isn't it. Like, you're meant for so much more. Why are you doing this? You know, that would come up all the time. And I would just say it's like a discomfort in your own body and your actions. And it's very subtle sometimes, so I think that a lot of people ignore it really easily. Like, I ignored it, but it wasn't easy for me to ignore. I kind of had to, like, shove it down. But I think that sometimes it's really subtle for people, and it's really easy to just be like, oh, that was just a momentary thing. I don't actually, don't worry about that. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's fine. And I think that's how people, like, go throughout their entire lives not knowing what it is that they're actually meant to do, and then they end up being a little bit older and they're like, what am I doing? Like, they have a midlife crisis. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what my purpose is. I've been working for this company for the past 10, 20 years. Like, what am I even doing? What is meant for me? You know, and that's what I found a lot. Like, people commenting on my YouTube videos that are like, oh my gosh, I'm 57 and, like, I really want to do a life audit, and I want to find out, like, what I'm not failing at, but, like, what I'm half-assing and what I need to do better, and where I can improve, and I want to better myself. You know? I don't remember what your question was, but I kind of went off on a little rant there.
Considering it took us an hour to set this up, you can say whatever
What did you say?
I was just like, how would you describe that calling?
Oh.
So you were right on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's basically like, you just realize, wow, I've been a robot for a while, and I'm starting to feel that there's more. Mm-hmm. And there's, like, this big difference of, there's such a contrast between that person and this person. Since there is such a contrast, what has helped you to integrate the pieces together? Like, because something that I always mention with anyone I talk to, myself, clients, is even when you have those moments where it's like, I'm doing all these things, but I feel called to this. We go on that route of, let's go to what I'm called to, but then we reject the parts that were in this chapter that were not bad. It's just that there's this misidentification that part of you caused these things, versus you just have to healthily bring her back in. Like, not rejecting the sexy part of you, not rejecting the part of you that likes to have fun. Maybe it's healthier fun. Robbie offered me a Pura Vida guava coconut cookie that's, like, organic and all, like, gluten-free, all the things. Like, that's a lot different than, you want a shot?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's different.
Yeah.
And even if it was a shot, like, let's say it was, it's still healthily integrating those parts, so you're not rejecting yourself and thinking that I have to be perfectly called now. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. So how do you feel like you allow yourself to still be Robbie without only being a certain part of Robbie, since you've changed the direction of your life?
I think it's been a bit of a challenge, but I think that having grace for the me that I was and still am, you know, having that grace instead of looking at that and being like, that was bad. Like, not labeling it as a bad part in my life, just saying, that happened, and that's no longer the chapter that I'm on anymore, but I'm grateful that it happened, and can I look at that experience, can I look at those things that I was doing, and either get something good out of it, or recognize that, hey, it got me from point A to point B, have some gratitude for it, cool, amazing. And if it's something like going out, like, I'll go out every once in a while, I don't really drink that much anymore, but I don't think that that's necessarily, again, I don't want to label it as bad, but I think that it's kind of sitting down and, like, taking that life audit, if you will, and seeing, okay, what are the things that I like to do? How can I integrate them? Like, sitting with yourself and saying, this is me. Because for a long time I thought that, like, this is this me and this is this me, and they're separate and they cannot be integrated. There's no way, like, I have all of these interests and all of these interests and they don't align. Like, that doesn't make any sense. They shouldn't be together. But in reality, that's what makes you you. That is what makes you unique. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you special. Those are all things that make Robbie, and those are all things that make Autumn. And none of them are bad. None of them are good necessarily. You don't have to label them. It's just you. I like to be sexy. I think that I'm hot. I enjoy my sexuality. For a long time I was like, that doesn't really align with personal development. But it's not like I have to make personal development content or talk about personal development and be like, like, yes, it's me, but I can, like you said, integrate it in a healthy way to my life. Like, not everything has to be intertwined. This can be me, and they can live harmoniously together. I think realizing that, and that, like, this isn't bad, this isn't bad, this isn't good, this isn't good. They're just who I am. Like, not labeling it, not putting any kind of stigma on it, like, nothing like that. It's just what makes me me. And if you deny any of it, then you are denying a part of yourself. And I will say that, like, a lot of that acceptance, you helped me with.
Oh,
it's true. It really is.
Wait, I don't want to mess up the camera. Amy.
Don't mess it up. Sit back.
I'll hug you after.
I'll hug after. Don't touch me.
This was such a process.
Get away. Stay back there. Go. But it's true though. It really is. Like, I feel like a lot of what you said to just like, hey, that's you. It is what it is. Like, maybe you don't identify with it so much now, and maybe that certain experience isn't really like aligned with where you are right now, but that's still a part of you, and you can't really reject that part of you because it got you here. Like, there are no parts of you that are bad. They just are.
Dude, when you say that, it gives me chills. First off, I just like, I have so much love for you, so it's just like you saying that means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when we took that walk at the library, and you mentioning like the mass that you felt you were in, and just like, it's wild to have seen you in that place, and we both know what that was entailing of, and now where you're showing various parts of yourself and feeling aligned with that. And it's a journey. And if anyone says that they're there, they're freaking lying and delusional and run away.
Yeah.
But it's just like, to see that change in you is so profound, dude. Like, you have no idea. I'm just like looking at your sourdough, all different things, and then seeing you post on YouTube. And that was a big thing before of you posting.
Oh, yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
You were like, I don't know if I should talk about this. And I was like, dude, like, just fucking go. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, your set of people are specifically for you. Like, no one else can, like, get to them and understand them the way that you can.
Yeah.
And it's going to unlock something in them. And it's just, like, to see you have done that solo, dude. Like, it's not like you had anyone, like, guiding you the whole time. Like, it's just you, and you're going through a huge transition. You know?
Yeah. Yes.
It's like,
yeah.
I was like, holy crap. Like, you went through that, like, you came out of it. It's cool. It's beautiful. And second thing of why I was getting chills from it, when someone like you or myself or anyone in this world can say that full self-acceptance is embracing all those parts of you, people immediately, like, anxiety and stuff, it goes down. Because it's not like, I must be personal development. Right. It's like, dude, just be you. Life audit, like you said, which I didn't watch all of it, but I know that's a YouTube video of yours.
Autumn.
I know. Well,
I don't care. Just kidding.
Sometimes I'm like eating and like it's like I get distracted.
Yeah.
But I know it's a YouTube video of yours.
Yes.
And the fact that someone can understand that if we look at life and just see what feels good, like what's really helping and what's really not, it's a little less of this. That's like, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
And it just helps people to not feel so much pressure to change. It just happens naturally. Just invite it in instead of forcing it to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there are still times when I feel resistance, I would say. You know, I still feel, obviously, I'm not healed. I still feel imposter syndrome, and I still have limiting beliefs, and I still have some self-doubts. And it's, I think, always going to be a journey to go uphill, right? Because you are, every single day, if you're on a personal development journey, every single day you're bettering yourself. So every single day you're climbing up this hill, and maybe some days you fall off a cliff, and maybe you have to climb back up, and it's a lot harder than other days. It's so true. There are some days when I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, what is going on? Like, I never ever want and I talk about this all the time, I never want anybody to think that everything in my life is going so well all the time, because from where a lot of people are, it looks so unachievable and so unattainable. And so I always want to stay relatable and vulnerable and transparent with people and let people know that, like, hey, you know, as much work as I've done, there's still a lot of work that you have to do every single day. And that's okay. And that's like, when you start a personal development journey, you kind of accept that and anticipate that. It just is what it is always going to be work. And there are still times when I look at my YouTube channel, I'm like, oh gosh, this isn't aligned and this isn't aligned. I want to make this video, but that's not aligned. But it's like, no. It is all me, and it's my channel. Dang it, it's my channel. It helped me a lot. Somebody, I don't remember where I heard it, but somebody was talking about how Joe Rogan is so popular, and he does personal development. He talks about aliens, he talks about sports, he talks about business, he talks about all these things, and not every single person is going to like all of those things, but that is what he likes, and he's going to find his audience in every single one of those things. So maybe somebody only watches his videos about aliens, maybe somebody only watches his stuff about personal development, but it doesn't matter. That's him, and he's accepting all of him and being authentic to himself. You know? Yeah. And that's the best way to do it.
What's been the biggest benefit for you to bring all those parts of you consciously together? Like being aware that you're accepting each one as much as you can.
Benefit is in the outcome? Or just like...
Yeah, just like what's been a benefit in your life from it? Like what are you proud of yourself for doing that?
I will say that I'm much more relaxed. And I'm much more... Like, it's not that serious. You know? I think a lot of me previously was like, okay, I gotta be rigid, and I have to do this way, and this way, and there's no other way to do it. But I think that opening my heart and opening my mind and having more faith and believing in myself more has led to a lot more tranquility and a lot more flow. I'm definitely not in a flow state. That would be great if I was in a flow state all the time. But not quite there. But I'm in flow. Like, I'm allowing a lot more things to come to me and not being so structured and rigid with it. While still having discipline and consistency, I just think that that's brought a lot more clarity to my life. I think that it's brought a lot more ease within myself to my life. And I think that it makes me feel so confident in myself. I think those would be the best. Things that's brought, it's which is like, it's perfect. It's just, it's taken time and it's taken effort, and it still takes time and effort, but it really, like I've talked about before, how literally for what you asked me before, how long did I feel like I had that calling? I would say maybe for like I said, 3 to 4 years. I was asking every single day for clarity and guidance. Wow. Because I knew every single day, every yoga class I took, every time I went to the beach, every single day, I would open my palms and I would say, please, like, I know that there's something in me. And like, I knew what it was. I knew that I wanted to help people. I knew that it was something that had to do with that. But I would say, I just need clarity and guidance. I just have no idea. And it was only because I wasn't listening to myself. It was only because I was listening to what other people thought of me, or I was listening to my imposter syndrome or my limiting beliefs or my fear. I was letting my ego take over and that negative self-talk take over, and I wasn't allowing my intuition and my gut feeling to be louder than that.
Do you feel like this is the most confident you've been in your life? Yes. Wow.
And that happens when I get single.
Which brings us to our next topic.
Oh God, no! No. Oh my God. Thank you so much for coming.
Sometimes I get nervous if something's not recording.
If it's not recording, that would be fun, huh?
Alright, so, first things first. Hey, a heart is right there. I was going to mention.
Don't look at my legs, I need to shake.
You're We're accepting all parts. The jungle woman within.
It's not jungle woman. It's not to that level. It's blonde hair. You can't really see it.
I can't even see. Well,
no,
we already know why.
Yeah,
anyway,
I can't see anything.
Yeah. With you mentioned opening your heart. Okay, cool. That's my little indicator. 30 minutes. You mentioned opening your heart. What do you feel has been the journey of your heart? And as broad as that is, that's all I'm gonna...
Oh my goodness. What do I feel has been the journey of my heart?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a big question.
It is a big question. Take your time, dude.
I think that it's just been open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close for a long time. And I think that I've always wanted it to just be open. But there have been times when I felt like I needed to close it off. There have been times when I felt like I needed to build up that wall. But I think that I've always wanted to accept love, but I've really always wanted to give love. And the times when I think it's closed off is the time when I've given love and it hasn't been reciprocated or I've been hurt from it, and I think that it just is like, no, thank you. But I've realized that the people that don't accept the love that I give need the love the most. But I can't hurt myself in the process of trying to give them that love that they need. I also can't close my heart off to people because they're not at a space where they can accept the immense amount of love that I can give.
That's tricky.
Yeah. It's tricky because it hurts, you know? And you have to... I was just talking to my friend about this the other day. She started talking to this guy and she really likes him, but she's worried that he's going to hurt her. And I was like, well, yeah, but do you want to go your entire life not loving somebody because you're afraid of the pain? Because love is so beautiful, and I love love, and I love opening my heart to people, and I love giving love, and I love receiving love, and I think that love is, we need more love, like the world needs more love, and that's why, like, on my channel, I'm like, everything that I say to you guys is said with love. Like, I love you. I don't know what you look like, I don't know who you are, I don't know what your background is. I love you. I think that every single person on this planet deserves love, needs love. So I think the journey of my heart has just been realizing that I want it to be open. I don't ever want to close it off again, because when I close off my heart, I close off who I am. I neglect my true self. I neglect my authenticity because I am a lover. I'm an empath. I'm a lover. I care very deeply, and closing off my heart makes me cold, and I never want to be cold. I always want to be warm and open, bubbly.
Or just bubble.
Just bubble. I always want to be bubble. But it's true, and I feel like for a long time it was closed, and for a long time I was scared, and for a long time I didn't want to let anybody in, and I didn't have that love to give because I didn't love myself enough to give other people love. And I think that the journey of loving myself and realizing that, like, love is the answer. Like, love feels so good. I know love can hurt a lot, but love is so beautiful. I'm not saying even just like relationships, like I love you, I love myself, I love people on the street, like I just love deeply. And when you allow that love in, I think it just opens up so much for you. And you're just like, I feel like love is on the same level as like receiving your abundance. Like, you have to be so filled with love and joy and happiness to receive that abundance and gratitude, like so much gratitude. And I think that a lot of gratitude comes from love, and a lot of love comes from gratitude. Like, I think that they're all kind of on the same wavelength. And if you're closed off, if your heart is closed, your mind is closed, like you are just closed off. You're shut down. That's it. Like, your heart is your center of life. You're not going to be open to receiving anything. You have to have that love in you and open up your heart, even if it might hurt.
Yeah. What do you feel like, back to the tricky part of that, which is the balance of when do you let go and like not try and push the externalized actions of love on someone who is so closed off, because there's not really much reciprocation. The person's not open.
Yeah.
So what instance in your life really shows an example of working with someone who has a closed heart or space, or it's open and closed but mainly closed, and you're open and trying to keep,
Yeah, that's definitely something that I struggle with deeply, because I want to give so much love and because I know that the people who have closed hearts need love. I think that I have a very hard time with like prioritizing myself in those situations and realizing that like, hey, it's not being reciprocated. They're not able to give you the love that you need. You can't just keep pouring out all of you to this person. That's been a journey, and I think that like I haven't been in a relationship in a little while, but the past relationship I was in, that was the journey. Was like I needed to let go, but I couldn't let go, and eventually they let go of me, which I'm grateful for now. At the time it hurt, obviously, but it was just constantly like, let me pour everything out to you, let me give all of my love to you, and it was like trying to give that to like a brick wall, and I wanted so badly to penetrate that wall and to make that person open their heart, but you can never make somebody do anything. Truly, you cannot, no matter how much love you give them. And you have to, I think you have to take a step back, which is so hard to do when you're
in it.
It's like impossible to do when you're in it. But you have to listen to your intuition. Like even times in that relationship, I was like, I don't deserve to be treated like this. And if you have that thought even for a second, then you don't deserve to be treated like that. Like if your intuition even for a second is like, this isn't right, and you can try to have a conversation with them. I'm all about communicating, but if it happens over and over and over again, your intuition is probably screaming at you that like you just keep hurting yourself, and you just keep neglecting yourself because you're trying so hard to pour into this person who's just not in a space to accept what you have for them. They're just not there, and it is so hard. Like I would be a hypocrite if I was like, it's so easy to let go, it's no worries, just tell them to get out,
journal it out,
that's it. Yeah, journal it out, it's fine, just write it down, meditate a couple times, and you're gonna be fine. You'll get all the answers. But it's just not that easy. Like it's hard to take a step back when you're in it. It's hard to take off the rose-colored glasses when you're so in love with somebody and you really want to be there for them, especially when you're an empath and you really just love everybody and you just want to see everybody be as good as you know they can be, and you want to give that to them. I'm not going to lie to you and say that's easy, but if your intuition is telling you you deserve more, this isn't right, they're not treating you the way that they should be treating you. If you take a look at what's going on, like you can literally journal it out, and you can be like, hey, I did this, and this for this person. My love language is acts of service. Their love language is acts of service. They know that I like acts of service. They didn't do anything for me. Just like look at your pros and cons list, or like take a look at the journal. Like you have to be like for real with yourself sometimes and realize that like, yes, you might be looking at their potential and really putting their potential on a pedestal, which is what I do often, but that's not who they are. They are showing you who they are, and it sucks and it hurts so bad because it's not who you want them to be and it's not who you know they can be, but you can never change somebody. No matter how much love you pour into them, if they're not ready to receive it, there's nothing you could do. Yeah. You have to let go, and it's not easy, and I didn't do it myself.
What's the hardest part? If it's not easy, what's the hardest part for you in like letting go?
I think it's just that I'm very loyal, I never want to, like, if I'm in something, I'm in it. I don't, there's nothing else going on. Like, I pour all of myself into somebody. And I think that that's an issue. I know that is an issue that I have. I get very codependent with people. And I seek my validation in them. So it's hard for me to let go of that. And it's also hard for me to let go of, like, you know, usually they'll show you a different kind of person in the first 3 months. And that person is usually incredible and spectacular and, like, your dream human. And then it starts kind of crumbling. And then all you're thinking of, or at least for me, is that person from the first 3 months. Where, like, who the heck were they? Where did they go? I see that you could be that person. You showed me that you were that person for a second.
Right.
You know, so you just, I would just, like, grasp onto that potential and that person that I saw for a little while. Even though, like, I know that that's not who you truly are. I know that you just, like, put your best foot forward in the first 3 months, and then you can start, like, becoming your true self and showing me your true colors. And I am just going to ignore them because I see the potential. So you show me whatever you need to, but I saw how you acted the first 3 months, and I'm going to try to get you to act that way again.
That's hilarious. That's literally what's happening.
That's exactly what's happening.
It's unknowingly controlling.
Yeah.
Unknowingly. Not with the intention to, but unintentionally. Like, that's what you would want, because then it's like, then you could finally be loved and just have that fullness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just a lot of hope. Really.
A lot of hope. And hope is a lot of the times very pointless.
Robbie!
It's true! It's true! Hope is a pointless emotion. I can't just sit here and hope that this person's going to be that person again. It really wastes a lot of my time. It's not worth it. Like, hoping for something to happen, you have to take action. And if they're not taking action, that person, you can't just sit back and be like, well, I hope that tomorrow they're going to act right. They're not. They're not. You can, like, I communicated. I love communicating. I love chatting. I don't know if you know that. I love chatting.
Chatting is her thing.
Chatting is my thing. I'm a big communicator. I communicate very well with people. And I was just like, well, we keep having talks. You know? Hopefully, that'll change. That'll change them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like in everything that you've mentioned today so far, you keep mentioning that you have basically a deep connection to when you know that you're hearing something else, like intuitively, with your heart. I think that's interesting. Like, I think that's really cool. It's not, usually people have a hard time deciphering what that voice is, but you're really in tune with it.
Yeah, I think that there was a really long time where I was not self-aware at all. I would look at everything external and be like, I need to do this, 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 and this. You know, when I moved down to Florida, all of the shiny object syndrome, all of the keeping up with the Joneses that I needed to do, like, that was me for a very long time. And just having that uncomfortable feeling for so long, and realizing that wasn't right for so long, I was like, okay, I think things need to change. I think I maybe need to become a little bit more self-aware and listen to myself a little bit more. And it's been a journey. It's been a process. Haven't always listened to myself, you know. There's still times when I don't listen to myself. But I find that when I do, things go exponentially better than when I just turn up the music on my intuition and totally ignore it. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that once you see, like, the result of that, once you see that, hey, actually, I do have the answers. And if I would just listen to myself and stop letting my ego take over, then things will start going better.
Yeah.
Then it's a lot easier to kind of run with that.
Yeah. How do you feel like this version of yourself today is blending with the relationships in your life with, like, friends and family?
so well.
Yeah.
There are some people that I definitely... Let me start over. I think this version of myself today...
Well, hold on.
What?
This camera turned on. I can tell.
Uh-oh, did it turn off when it did the noise? That would suck.
Oh, it's okay. This is just the other angle. Don't worry. My mind is so... There we go.
This one's still on?
My mind was...
That one's still on.
Oh, yeah, there's... Yeah, these are good. Perfect!
Yay!
Oh, goodness. So, yeah.
You
Just
think
like how it...
with friends and family.
Yeah. Like, how are they taking this? Like, has it been a substantial change in self? Like, is it something that people are noticing within you?
I think that there's a certain, like, glow of confidence that I have now about me that I haven't had previously, or that I've had briefly previously. Mm-hmm. I do think that now, like, you know, I've been taking small steps throughout the years, and usually when I get into relationships, I kind of take a few steps down.
Interesting.
But over the years, like, after I've gotten out of relationships, I've seen that I can be alone. I've seen that I am strong. I've seen that I am capable of doing all of these things, especially now that I've started doing all of the things that I've been dreaming about for years. Mm-hmm. I am in a much more confident, comfortable place than I've been in for a long time. And I don't have a lot of friends, which is fine with me. Mm-hmm. The friends that I do have seen a massive shift in me, which is so beautiful, and I love that because, like, I've felt a shift, and it's cool that other people can recognize it as well. And the family thing,
I think just saying family thing is probably the family thing.
The family thing.
About that.
I love my family. I'm on a different emotional and mental level than my family, and that's not like to brag, that's not to flex, that's not to, you know, toot my own horn by any means. I've tried to, like, bring them up here, and they're definitely, like, you know, my parents are boomers, they're a little bit stubborn. My sister is 21, so she needs, like, a few more years to kind of, like, you know, get into herself and realize who she is. So I'll give her until, like, 25, and then we'll talk. But it's true, like, they're just on a very different wavelength. And I think that that's the case with a lot of boomer parents, and, like, I'm a millennial, or Gen Z kids. Like, the lives are so vastly different. Like, when I first told my parents that I was going to make YouTube videos and, like, make a career out of it, they were like,
How old are your parents?
My mom is 65 and my dad is 61.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So they're a little bit older. I'm 27. They had me a little bit older. But I think when I first told them that, they were like, that doesn't make any sense. And my mom was like, okay, well, when you want to work at my office, you can. And I was like, not the response I was really looking for. So I think that a lot of the things that I do now, I don't really talk to them about, because I do very strongly believe that a lot of my limiting beliefs and imposter syndrome and self-doubt comes from them. And it's not their fault. Like, they were in huge families. My mom is one of 7 and my dad is one of 5.
Holy
so I think that, like, the parenting probably wasn't A1. So they can only give me as much as they have.
Right.
And, you know, I'm sure that was very difficult for them. So give them a lot of grace there. But keep a lot of the things that I'm doing quiet, because they don't understand it. And I have my own limiting beliefs, and I don't really need to internalize anybody else's.
Yeah.
Like, my past relationship, he had a lot of limiting beliefs about what I was doing, and I was internalizing a lot of it, and it held me back a ton. It fully held me back from doing any of the things that I wanted to do. You know, because throughout my life there have been people that don't think that it's, like, a thing that can actually happen. And I've learned over the years that, like, they don't think that I can't achieve it. They think that they can't achieve it, so they can't see me achieving it. They, like, lost their dreams a long, long time ago. They have no idea what their goals are. They're not ambitious. They don't see themselves doing the things that I see myself doing. So it's very hard for somebody to be like, yeah, you can absolutely do that. when they can't even fathom it.
Right.
So I've kind of taken, I think I keep a lot of things to myself because I just don't want to internalize anybody else's
that makes sense.
thoughts about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in a very sensitive growth stage. Because like you've already come out of something, a huge transition.
Yeah.
And now you're building a new foundation. Like that foundation has to be pretty solid. Like it's not gonna be perfect, but solid enough to feel like, okay, I got this. Parents are so connected to us, whether we want to like acknowledge it or not. Like that's our DNA.
Yeah.
Like, they're in us. So it's like.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love my parents, but I don't frequently talk to them about what's going on with me because it's just they're not there. They're on a different page, which is fine. It's totally fine. But I'm not going to like pour out all of my energy into trying to like let you know what I'm doing, what's going on, because it's like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'll give you the too long didn't read version. That's that. And then the other things. And I think that like it's really important to move in silence sometimes. Like I talked about that a lot. I think that it's super special when you're totally in yourself and people know a little bit about what you're doing, but not fully, because when they fully know what you're doing, they're going to ask you about it. You're going to start doubting yourself. Like the more that I think about things, I'm sure this goes for a lot of people, the more that I think about things, like practically speaking, the more I doubt myself and the more I'm like, I can't do that, you know? Like I have to be delusional, and some people just can't be delusional. You have, like, when you're creating content, when you're starting your own business, when you're an entrepreneur, you have to be delusional about things. And there are some people...
Faith, vision. You're the only one with the vision.
Exactly.
Like, you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't... I was listening to a Steve Harvey speech, and he was talking about how you can't tell your big dreams to small-minded people because they're never going to be able to see it. And it's just going to bring you down here, you know? Because they're down here. Your dreams are up here. You're, like, up here with your dreams. You tell them, all of a sudden it just goes down.
Yeah.
And it's just not, it's not worth it.
Yeah. What do you feel like is not fine in regards to like things with your family and how they may or may not see the career or path that you've taken so far? It's something that you would want if we were to be just, quote, delusional, or just seeing in a different perspective of what you would want from them.
I think that I've accepted that I'm not going to get anything out of them. And not in like a mean way by any means, but just in like a, you know, you are who you are and you are going to act the way you are, and there's nothing that I can do and say to change the way that you respond to the things that I'm doing. So I'm just going to let you be here and I'm going to be here, and I just have to accept that, you know. I think I've spent a lot of time trying to mend things and change things and change their perspective on things, and they're very loving and they're very, well, they're very accepting. They're very accepting. Well, not very loving. They're very accepting of whatever it is. They, you know, tattoos, whatever, previous career choices, whatever, great, cool, do your thing as long as you're happy and safe. Great. So I just don't feel like I need something from them. I feel like what I've received has been plenty and hasn't really brought me up here. It's kind of like kept me right here, and I don't need it.
I honestly, that's something that a lot of people that I work with, even myself, that acceptance. Yeah.
I think
like,
acceptance.
Well, yes.
This is just how it is.
Everyone's like, for instance, like posting about their family on Instagram, it looks one way. It's like, wow, it's an amazing family. You don't know what's really happening. But the thing about your own family, it's like, wow, haven't had a deep conversation with you in years or ever.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like
accepting
it and not always trying to like, I gotta fix this, like, I gotta do this, this, so this. It's just...
And that goes with anything in life. I think just like letting go of the outcome, letting go of what you want to happen, it's so freeing. Yeah. It's so much better.
Yeah. And you know, you can actually enjoy them more when you just accept it. Because it's like, this is that person, I can't change them. Same thing with a brick wall of like, and let's say in a man relationship and like you're giving so much love. Just the same thing with family. It's like, it just is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just where you are. Yeah. Love you, but I'm gonna stay right in here.
Oh.
No, it's fine. It's so fine.
The way that you said it is adorable.
I'm gonna stay right in here.
That's so cute. I feel like so much of your life recently has been flourishing from acceptance.
Yes.
And vision.
Yes.
Because you have a heck of a vision.
Yeah. Yes. Is that a question? Because yes. It
is.
It really
like,
has been.
We're not showing it, but those pictures you didn't like.
Don't show it. I have like a little vision board type thing over there.
There's just 2 vision boards, and they're freaking huge and amazing.
Yeah.
They're covering photos she doesn't like, which I think is freaking, it's like, it's so you. It's like, I'm not going to look at this. I want to see what really is going to build me.
Yeah.
And just connect to me. I just, you know, like, your vision is so strong.
It's so strong. And I think it's really because obviously I have like some distractions, but like I'm focusing on me. I'm selfish right now. And I think that it's so important for people there's such a negative connotation to selfish, but I think that sometimes it's really important that you are selfish. Doesn't mean that you don't care about other people, doesn't mean that you don't have empathy for other people, doesn't mean that you don't talk to anybody, but like you are very selective of who gets your energy. You're very selective of how you spend your time, what you prioritize. Like, that is where I'm at right now, and it's done wonders. Truly, it is the best thing that you could do for you. If you're in a space where you're like, I have no idea what I want, I don't have any clarity, I've got nothing, go and sit in a cave for like a week. Like, do things for you. Don't listen to other people. Don't tell other people what you're doing. Don't ask other people's opinions. Listen to yourself. Give yourself love and grace and acceptance, and stop ignoring what you have to say, because that's oftentimes what we do. Like, well, I for so long, I would ask my ex, should I wear this? Do you think this is cute? Or like, oh, should I post this? Do you think this is cute? Oh, like, should I make this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? No! If you think that you want to do it, then you do it. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Like, when you're in this point, you have to accept that you maybe try to take this path, and the path goes over here, and it goes over here. Yeah. But it's like, everything is leading you to exactly where you need to be. And it's so true. Everything happens for a reason, you know? And you have to just, like, be with you and be selfish and do things for you. And I think that's helped so much to create this clear vision for myself and this unwavering faith in myself. And obviously I'm open to, like, maybe the path goes this way, maybe the path goes this way, but I'm so much clearer on what that path will probably entail, you know, because I've sat down and I've stopped centering men in my life, and I don't have like a roster of men, you know. I've got nobody that I really talk to other than a couple friends, and I go to pickleball and I go to the gym. Like, I have my things that I do for me, and like, that is who I'm focusing on. And my friends, my phone's on Do Not Disturb all the time. Like, I give my energy to myself because I've spent way too much time giving my energy to other people. And I still care about everybody, I still love everybody, but like, that is how you get so clear on your vision. And you try things, you know? And that's just been like that's been what I've been doing, and it's been so impactful, and it's made such a difference. It's super cool.
No.
It's super exciting. Yeah, I'm grateful that I finally got to this point. And I was like, hey, I matter, because normally I'm like, what do you need?
Yeah.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to do anything for myself. Just let me know. I'll do everything for you. And just like neglect myself.
And so when you have that mentality of I'll do everything for you, no, like having the wisdom that you do now, what are you really communicating or saying when you have that intention? I'll do everything for you. I'll do this. I'll do this.
I'm not worthy of doing anything for myself. Yeah, I don't deserve love. I don't deserve attention. I don't deserve energy. I don't deserve the effort that I'm putting into other people. I don't deserve to give that to myself. You know, that I mean, when you neglect yourself, that's what you're communicating to yourself. And it was just because I didn't love myself. You know, it was solely because I had no idea who I was, and I was putting on all those masks, and I was seeking that external validation, and I wasn't listening to myself, and I was looking at what other people were doing. I was disappointed in who I was and how I was showing up and what I looked like, and, you know, all those things. And I think that, like, loving myself was, and still is, the key to not neglecting yourself. And proving to yourself that you're capable of doing the things that you want to do. Like, listening to yourself, listening to what you want to do, doing those things, just, like, not doing 8 million things for other people, actually doing the things for yourself and honoring yourself and respecting yourself shows you that self-love and gets you to that point of like, oh,
yeah.
I am worthy of the love that I desire. I am worthy of the attention that I desire. I am worthy of obviously giving those things to myself, but also I want to receive those things at some point. Like, I want somebody to be able to give that to me because I know that I can give it to myself. But it's so true. And that's like what like I'm literally in my selfish girl era. I posted about it the other day. I think I'm gonna make a video about it.
Oh,
I love it. I love the selfish girl era. It's so fun. And I think that I used to think that it wasn't like, it was rude to be selfish, but it's like, it's not.
I mean, you can't really do much if you don't give to yourself.
Exactly.
It's just your overgiving always leads to resentment. Like, you can't not hate someone almost. When it's like, I'm giving you all of this, give something back to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's just because you want them to love you, but loving yourself, like, that's what's really going to fill you up. What would you say in one sentence is something that...
I'm a yapper.
Is that...
I don't my yap.
In 2 sentences is something that you gain clarity on, or just like, you're like, wow, I'm happy I revisited that today in this conversation. With the fluffy blanket. It's like a pillow.
Are you hot?
No.
Oh, good.
No, I'm not. I'm surprised it was so hot, but
my
now
toes are cold.
Oh, Robbie, here. Do you want to put your feet on
Don't
me?
look at my feet. No, nobody look at my feet. Was it in the camera? I need a pedicure so bad.
It wasn't in the camera.
Okay, good. I'll sneak them up here. I think something that I gained clarity on in this conversation.
Let's close our eyes. Take a nice breath.
I don't know so much if it's that I gained clarity on it. I think that I saw really... So yes, it is exactly that I gained clarity on it. I saw really clearly the progress that I've made.
Wow.
And the confidence that I have now. And the vision that I have and the steps that I've taken. It's a really long sentence.
That's fine. I don't care.
But I've seen really clearly, I've gained clarity on the progress that I've made. Because I think a lot of the time, one sentence.
You're fine.
I think a lot.
You're fine.
I think a lot of the time we are so caught up and we want to be over here. I want to hit this milestone, right? I want to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I only have 7,000.
She still does.
I still do, which is fun. You know, I still have. Yes, please subscribe. Please, thank you. I still have these big goals, but I also want to honor and appreciate and have gratitude for how much progress I've made so far. And a lot of people are like, no, but I'm not at my desired destination. But truly, like, the desired destination is just going to keep moving and moving and moving, and you're never going to reach it because you're always going to want more. And that's exactly what's happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, when I get monetized, I'll be so happy. And I'm like, okay, I'm monetized, I'm happy. But when I get 10,000 subscribers, I'll be so happy. And I'm like, okay, I'm almost there. And when I do, and it's like, no, you're never going to reach that end goal. You're always going to want more. So you have to learn to love the journey and be happy in the process, and give yourself your flowers for the progress that you've made. That's
beautiful.
That's where I'm at. Yeah,
dude. I'll give you flowers.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna show my flowers.
We're not showing those.
The lilies took a while to open up, and all the other ones have just started going.
The lilies are thriving, though.
I know, because some of them weren't open quite yet. But
dude, give yourself a little bath and just plop those in the tub.
I don't know that. I don't know that I want those in the tub with me. They're not looking excellent. I also don't have a tub here, which is super sad.
You know what? I'm gonna give you some of my shower steamers because I make them.
Ooh.
Oh, and they're organic and all the good stuff.
Shameless plug, Autumn's shower steamers.
Oh, yes. They're freaking awesome, dude. Because I don't really love baths, to be honest.
Really?
I get creeped out.
Oh, the back dirty water?
No, not the water, honestly.
It's like you're gonna drown?
Dirty water. It's more so...
She's clean.
Just like, unless it's a standalone tub, I can't have a wall right here. It grosses me out.
Oh, you're claustrophobic?
It just, no.
I'm going to stop guessing. I'm going to stop guessing. Got it. Okay.
It genuinely grosses me out.
Okay.
I'm like, this is disgusting. Yeah.
Not pushing out for Autumn. He's a standalone claw tub. This is disgusting. A wall? Gross. How dare you have a wall?
So I'm going to give you some of my steamers because they're amazing. It's like a bath bomb, but for the shower. It's like
cute.
A flat.
Okay. I would love that.
Mm-hmm. I put my dead little dried up flower petals inside the steamers.
Aww.
Yeah, that's how I reutilize them.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's cute. Mm-hmm.
Cute.
Yeah. What's the question? I've never asked anyone this, but it just popped up. What is a question that you want me to ask you about how this experience was for you?
What is a question that I want you to ask me about?
Yeah, like something that I noticed about you, or whatever you want me to give you insight on you.
Oh, this is a tough question.
I know, right?
What?
Yeah.
What's something that I want you to ask me? Wait, what's something that you want me to ask you?
That's about you, that I can give you insight on about yourself. Someone
let's talk. Let's. Yes, I have a question. Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
I don't know how to phrase it.
That's fine. I didn't know how to phrase mine.
You know, I'm like, what did she just say to me? We met at my old house.
Yeah.
In March, maybe?
That was March?
It was either February or March, because we moved in there February 1st. And he broke up with me in April, so it was either February.
Can I just say that, remember your question, okay? Say it first, and then I'll say this after.
How do you see me differently?
Ooh, good question.
Thank you.
First off, I parked at Robbie's old house, parked on the wrong side of the street, and during our, we did an impromptu session with each other. And during it, we both hear the garbage truck honking.
I'm like laying, Autumn's like relaxed, the garbage truck's like,
and she's like, is that the garbage truck? I'm like, no, it's okay. And I was like, oh my God, I come out the house. I'm driving away. And I'm like, I hope that she doesn't get into a fight with her partner because their trash is not going to get taken out because I parked in the way of it.
Yeah, the garbage truck was absolutely honking at Autumn's car. She was like right in front of the goods. That doesn't matter. She was right in front of the garbage can. It was honking for a while too. We were both like, should we go out and maybe do something?
But she was so in it. I was like, I'm not going to move. Like, this is fine. I hope
it'll be fine. It was fine.
But this is a funny part. As I'm driving off, I see you with the trash can, like, rolling in.
It's okay. We didn't need it taken out anyways, Autumn. No worries. I just like to bring it down to the end of the driveway. It's my favorite. This is my favorite chore.
This is gonna add more fire to the relationship.
Yeah, good. That was probably the catalyst, honestly. I'm sure that's what did it. I'm sure that's what did it.
Okay, but how have I seen you change?
Yeah, how do you see me differently?
Differently.
Or what is different about me?
Yeah. Dude, off the bat, there's a fire in you now. Yeah. Yeah. And, like, not with your hair.
I was going to say, I was
like
going to make
being
a ginger.
Yeah. No, nothing with that. It's, like, truly this, like, fire, this light within you now. Like, you're getting shit done. And, like, before, I could tell you were coasting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I could tell. But even in the coasting, I could feel that you wanted change, but you didn't want it enough at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And after your breakup and how everything happened with it, like, you had to really think fast and be super resourceful, and it sparked a fire. It's like you really were like, I am the only person who's, like, about me right now, and I need to think about her.
Mm-hmm.
And you really were about you and your partner, which makes sense, you're in a relationship. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. And it's like vastly, like, bam.
Woohoo! Yeah, it was definitely very comfortable.
For sure.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with, but yeah.
A healthy relationship, this version of you, the man's attracted to that. There's something in him, that fire, like that light within him that you're attracted to. We should just write off of each other. Like, it should not be, I'm getting pulled down, or this person's better than me because you do that. I'm like, no, like, it's complimenting you. Mm-hmm. And so, like, you being in this state and having whenever you want, doesn't have to be anytime soon. It's up to you. But it could be soon, whatever you want. Like, having a partner in this energy and then, like, you just stick to it. Like, I don't think that you mentioned, like, codependency, but I feel like you've just changed so much since then. Like, you're more aware, and you also have, this is something else that's different. You also have a deeper purpose now that you're aware of.
Yes.
And that's making you act different in the sense of the moves that you take and why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think that you would let yourself, because of what you've created and, like, really freaking dug up from, like, the dirt, basically.
Yeah.
Like, what you've done and created, you're not going to let that fall for a relationship.
Correct.
Yeah. And even if, like, it's a balance and, like, oh, maybe I didn't post this day. Like, it's not going to be the same. Like, you're just going to keep every time. Yeah. Yeah, those are the differences.
Aww. Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think that there is, like, a fear of getting back into a relationship. Like, I don't want to right now. Mm-hmm. But what if that codependency pops back up? But it's like, when I was in that relationship, I didn't even have my foundation built at all.
Right.
Like, I was on this wobbly, I was on sticks, essentially. You know, I was kind of like, I think that I
Can I tell? Oh my God. Dude, I have to interrupt you. Do you remember when we put all those little figures down and you said that it felt like everyone was looking at you and you're the smallest thing?
Yes, because I felt so small in that relationship. Because I was just like, I was essentially like walking on eggshells, whatever. Doesn't matter. But yes.
You're like, everyone's just looking at me and waiting for me to do something, but I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was until, like, that was me just being like,
that was about 6 months ago.
Yeah. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy. And it's true, like, this is, like, I knew 4 years ago that my purpose was to help people. I knew before that. Like, I think I've known from childhood because I've been such an empath and because, like, every time I see somebody struggling, I'm like, oh, just want to, like, give to them. Like, I knew that was my purpose. Did I listen? No. Not at all. But now that I've, like, seen that, like, hey, my energy and what I'm saying and what I'm putting out there is resonating with people and it is right and I do feel aligned, I don't think that when I get into a relationship I'm going to lose that because I've built it up too much and I love it too much to just be like,
I don't. No, it'll be a balancing journey, but you're not gonna just throw it unless you felt like you truly didn't want it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I noticed.
Aww.
Perfect. We're at an hour.
Beautiful. Look at us go. I asked Autumn if we were gonna film for 2 hours. She was like, I was like,
we'd have to go to Lifetime.
I said I could yep if you want me to. You just let me know. But no, I think that was perfect.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I always do a breakdown, like a 1, 2, 3, and then a word that we break down on for everyone that I do anything deep with.
Okay.
What's a word that's coming to you to sum up this experience?
Just bubbles. Bubble is the only word that's in my head.
I
don't want to do bubble.
Let's do it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Bubble! That's the only word that came to my mind. My brain was just like, bubble. No, like no other words.
You're too funny.
No other words.
This was amazing.
Thank you, Autumn. Yeah, this was so fun. I'm so grateful.
Oh,
what a good time.
I'm so grateful that you said yes.
No, I'm so grateful
that you took all this time to set this stuff up.
Well, she did the most work. I was kind of just sitting back, waiting for some direction.
Chairs.
You also moved the chairs.
Can I just say?
We both moved the chairs together.
This is the last note I'll make. So when we were lifting up these chairs to move them, Robbie noticed that because I have my dress on, she was like, couldn't really bend down. But honestly, I was like, this might be too heavy for me.
I don't think so. Autumn's adjusting her dress, but she actually just couldn't lift it at all. No, they're light chairs.
I didn't know they were that light. I was nervous. I was like, how heavy is this?
She was in an awkward position. She was in a really awkward position.
Yeah.
But we made it happen. She picked it up. She's very strong. Look at her arms right now.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit of bicep action.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But thank you.
Thank you, Autumn. I appreciate you.
We did it.
Fun. We did it.
Yay! All done! I hope that you have an amazing day today. Thank you so much for listening in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.